this being one of them right here. And again, you can see that it's this was actually built in 1918, 1919 for a family named Young, Harold Young, and his wife. And this was one of the very few that was made for winter living, is what they called it. He took those classic elements of the colonial architecture and reinterpreted the interior spaces. I don't know if the house still has it, but the original design had which must have been lethal, but there was a sunken fireplace of
still
about
there.
a foot. Is it? Okay.
Yeah, still there.
Okay. Well, I could see me falling into it, let alone. And the way I know this is because this is another part of this sort of architectural and living revolution that was kind of going on for this period, was that there was a huge burst of architectural magazines, design magazines, things like that, and Sturgis was one of the big proponents of that. So your house and several others, 3 others on Powder Point, were featured in an article in one of these architectural digests from 1920, and again, it's there was probably some sort of prestige element there for the architect and the families and all, but it was a way where people were showing what this kind of revolution was happening, and it happening on a grand scale too, in the Newport North Shore mansion kind of ideal. But Sturgis was a true colonial revival, so vastly different than little cut-up rooms that existed in the earlier, pre-Civil War sort of housing, and the openness, and certainly that's what people wanted in summer houses. It's the breeze coming through and the sun, and it freed up people in terms of how they lived their lives. We're going to just walk up here because there's just behind the hedge, there's a great example, too, of a colonial revival.